Hey, Radiant Souls, welcome back to True. Welcome back to this healing space. I wanted to do this special reading today to channel some messages I got for the collective in my meditation. And this is outside of the daily activation of love and new wealth that I have been doing. So that will be a separate reading. This one is more to look at, very strong energies that are integrating in you, downloading in you, instilling in you, both from your soul star chakra, from above your crown chakra, receiving new downloads, and what it is flushing out of your system, basically from your the old stagnant energy that is being flushed out of your the energy chakras, so that the new can actually find space, and in a very alchemical way, in your somatic body system, your energetic system, your mental system, your emotional bodies. All these are getting very strong downloads. You may be having very vivid dreams or visuals or visualizations or visions, and how or what you were doing to uh, ground that in, so that what you're releasing basically rises up as kundalini fire from the lower chakras in what is coming down from the higher chakras. So you may be experiencing a burst of energy in all way, and burst of energy is not always about happy giggling or joyful energy. Burst of energy could just make you feel ungrounded, just make you feel a lot of ideas but don't know which one to hold, which one to give shape, or whatever way it is kind of manifesting in your personal situation. You may be able to just tune into this message and see what resonates best for you. So this is what I want to do, and I also want to see the strong yang energy, the masculine energy that is at play within you, irrespective of your the gender you are embodying. So what is a masculine energy within you with such strong surge of energies? So let's see if there are shadow energies that are basically clearing out from within you, and relentless patterns that you may have been working through the last bit, or maybe just your soul remembering your divine connection. In that memory, a lot of what your older self had done is coming flashing in front of your eyes. And such moments may invoke great sadness, great recognition of your ego self. And I want you to, my intention for the viewer to receive is compassion and peaceful energy and love energy from the divine, saying that you are always loved no matter what you have been through, what you have done towards others, what others have done towards you, what life has thrown at you. It had always been taking you along this journey to connect you to this deep source of bliss and ecstasy and love for the whole universe. And in that, what shadows have unearthed may bring you pain, bring you misery, may bring you memories of sadness or loss, emotional loss. So let's see what comes up. Okay, so I think I connected with the collective energy. I'm going to draw 3 cards. What you're embodying, what is supporting or challenging you, and what is the higher message for you and through this reading. Oh wow, and the bottom of the deck is shadows. So you do indeed you are working with deep shadows, and the light and the shadow makes us human, right? And In witnessing our shadows, we have been retrieving our light self and our light version. So definitely that's what came in the meditation. That's what I wanted to channel through this to help this collective to feel a little more subtle. So we'll just turn into the cards in a bit, and let me see what guiding masculine energy, divine masculine energy, wants to come forward for this collective to find peace, to find compassion, to find any action point in that compassion and peace and love that is guiding us today. Masculine energy, yang energy for the collective, man or woman or other gender that you externally identify with. Oh, too many cards now. I have to just do one more shuffle. Okay. I'll take this one. Oh, there are two cards there. Okay, so since I took both, I will take both. Janice and Enki. Okay. We drew this card sometime before. I remember seeing this card in one of the earlier readings, and the bottom of the deck is this figure, masculine figure, who's basically in a very beautiful garden with the sun at the back, and rejoicing with the goodness of fruits and drinks. And I exactly do not know what this figure in represent, but we will just draw our messages from the cards that we have drawn. So let's see what came as our current energy. Solar plexus chakra, beautiful. Power energy, willpower. Challenge, universe. Oh wow, supporting us, the universe supporting us, support or challenge position, and the higher message we need to hear at this point. It came in reverse, number 11, balance. So that is probably the message of the energy. Just for you to view it correctly, I'll place it in the upright position, but it came in reverse, which may have significance for many of you in terms of what this heavy download of new energy that is grounding in you, which is resulting in solar plexus chakra getting rejuvenated, getting new flux of energy in terms of your willpower, determination, and blending the spiritual download with the lower chakra energies, your action energy, your physical wealth energy, your dreams and desires energy, your love energy, or wanting to create new projects or partnerships or relationships. That energy, when it rises up with the willpower, and bring in the heart energy and the crown chakra and the third eye and the throat chakra. So the blending, there is a huge influx that's happening right now. So that's the current energy. And of course, the beautiful yellow, which is what I was sensing in terms of the powerful influx of energy. The support position is the universe supporting in all of that. And the higher messages, the balance that is being created in the human with the angelic wings, the blending of the balance of humanity and spirituality in each one of us, as we say that we are spiritual beings having human experience. So those of you who are turning into this tuning, God, can I speak today, who are tuning in to this frequency, are those who have been through very deep shadow work to now be in this energy, supported by the universe, to find their balance. So it came in an upright, it came in a reverse position. So finding that balance may be a little challenge right now. That's the higher message right now. So the more we do our daily practices of at the physical body level, at the emotional level, regulating our emotions, regulating our thoughts. And regulating doesn't mean suppressing, it's more watching and observing and seeing what is passing through us, both in terms of thoughts, both in terms of emotions. And you probably are experiencing or will experience a lot of emotions passing through you. And that may be sadness of, leaving behind, who you left behind, what you left behind, what could have been, what did not happen, or what happened. All of that in the shadows that you have cleared of what was unearthed. And in those shadows, you probably have also uncovered a lot of your positive qualities, not just shadow qualities, which usually, in a heartbeat we think, oh, these are all our darker sides. And not essentially. These are some of your wonderful qualities which have gone to the shadow because you did not have the opportunity to practice them or express them, or be in the world through those set of characters, through those set of qualities. So those characteristics and personalities became subdued and went into the shadow. So when you are uncovering that, you are returning to your original essence. There is definitely a surge of your solar plexus energy, of who you want to be, who you want to express as, who you want to create as. And in that confidence, where you're finding that a whole life cycle has come to an end and another is beginning. It's like the universe, the world basically comes to provide you now with a blank slate where you're starting a new cycle from. And in that, because it is not just another cycle, it's a next cycle in your life where you have ascended to a level where you're now balancing your spirituality into, it's almost like an angel descending into the earth. But you do see the Merkaba, you see the earthly, the tools this figure has, which is more to carry out the actions, the purpose of why you were born in this lifetime in your current human form, with all your characteristics, with all your stories, with all the journeys that you have been through. So if you have been feeling a little out of balance, have patience with yourself, have kindness, just see what feels better in terms of what practices you need to do most. Is it more the spiritual realm of meditation, music, or doing your visualization, or any other divination that you do to practice bringing your spiritual energy more into your human body? Or do you need a little bit more of the physical level exercises, or walking, or eating right, or taking care of your health if you're facing any health issue? How to balance that? What in your physical world you need to shuffle? Like if you had been, let's say, giving more importance to just relationships and emotions, and you haven't focused much on paying the bills or doing the financial bit, so is it time to shuffle or reprioritize? Or if you have been the other way around, like if you had been on survival modes, or just extreme level of focus on the work you do, and you had kind of gotten out of touch with your inner sensitivity, with your inner dreams, with your own sensuality, in connection with nature, in connection with other beings, your human relationships, feeling the sweetness of life, the joy of life, if you have gotten out of touch. So maybe within your physical world, you need to reprioritize and shuffle that. So you will know, when you tune in, you have been knowing this for a while. It is not like you come to this reading and you're hearing something new. This is a message of saying that the higher message you need to hear today is that if you are experiencing all that, if you're doing all that, if you are reshuffling your priorities in the physical world, in your spiritual practice, bringing them into balance so that you can show up both in your spirituality and in your physical world reality, which you may not have been able to do as balanced in the past. This message is confirming that yes, you are on this journey. If you're finding it challenging, or if you're finding new energy because you have ended a life, like the one lifetime, one life cycle, now you're starting anew, this is where you are heading, creating that balance. So out of the shadow work that you have been doing, the stabilization may take as long as it takes for different people with different journeys. Since it's a collective reading, I'm just going to keep it at the general level. But keeping it at the general level doesn't mean that there is lightness to this journey. That shadow work has shown you what was out of balance, and in creating this new life, new cycle, the ascended level, now you're bringing in the balance between your spiritual self and your human self. And if you are the forebearer, if you are the way shower, which many of you tuning into this collective reading will be, you may have felt alone, misunderstood, not seen, not heard, several disruptions to your journey in holding to life events or passages of life. Like many others, you have been away from the mass consciousness, and many times you may have turned inwards to see, are you the one who is not or who lacks something, rather than being able to own that journey. And so those confusions have now been coming to balance. Those lack of clarity have been now coming to balance. The more you are gaining control over this balance of your spiritual self and your human self, you're feeling more settled with who you are, how you are at this point. And I'm sure you have been experiencing this for a while. So this reading today is basically to find a place to land all this energy that is erupting right now. So let's see the two masculine energies that came. We did see this before, and as far as I can recall. So Enki, as this figure, masculine energy, basically tells us about a check on our ego self. The ego self that came as a protective self, as a way of forming our identity, somewhere unchecked, may have become driven by structures or demands from ourselves that became toxic, that became unhealthy for us, holding on to only one way of doing things, holding on to expectations that can deliver for you only in specific ways, and anything out of that may have made you hopeless or in despair, where you had given up on your faith, where you had given up on your spiritual beliefs or your connection to the larger source. So this is a call to check, to tune in into our wiser, older self. And older doesn't just mean like the biological older. The older means the more wisdom, the one with more life experiences. So when you look back, you come to this place of serenity and find where your ego self has been interfering in your decision making. And that actually falls quite in line with the shadow energy that we found at the bottom of the deck, or the very energy that even initiated why I wanted to do this reading today. So that's a call in the masculine energy in all of us, men, women, other genders, that if you have been through your shadow work, if you have unearthed a lot of timelines that got messed up because you jumped onto other people's timeline, where you looked at others and either faced deception or illusions or envy or greed or power or resentment, and others did that to you. And so it's not a one-way thing. So when you get caught in that vibration in the physical world, sometimes we forget what is our own timeline, what is our own spiritual power, where we find our own balance. And so that is a reminder to continue to do that work so that we remain true to who we are and where we are on our own journey. Janus, this definitely is again the masculine figure of looking in two different directions, in the past, in the future. So it is again a call for you to look at your past self and your future self and know that we create both, right? So if you have done a lot of shadow work, there will be a tendency to look into your younger version, your inner child work, your teenage, and inner child includes, of course, teenage years, your younger self, what you have been through. And by gathering all those experiences, you now stand like somewhere in the center. And you can look into your future self without anxiety, like you are standing here and looking back at your younger version and maybe forgiving yourself, maybe being proud of yourself, maybe being accepting of yourself to you did what you did to be here. Similarly, when you are somewhere here in life, you will look back into this self who's at the center and will feel the same compassion and will feel the same acceptance and of for the actions, for the decisions, for the beliefs that you developed to be who you are. And so there is a continuum of that decision making. There is a continuum of that to utilizing your action energy in the human form. And if we went through a very deep shadow work journey, there will be points that will feel either in a victim mode or in a resentful mode or in a proud in an egoistic sense, which is unhealthy about yourself because you felt you had to fight other forces. But when you look back in your life in this whole continuum, you just realize that you look back and find acceptance for all of that. And when you'll reach your future self, you will look back at this self as well with the same compassion, and that each one of these actions and decision making and how you perceived your experiences made you who you are in your unique journey. So you find more compassion, you find better decision making outside of a false sense of pride, false sense of either deception or envy or conflict within yourself or with others, and you find more peace in your masculine energy, basically, that makes you take action to be who you are in your current form. And thereby, I think it also ties to the balance that is the higher message, which came in the reverse just as a reminder, so that if you're working to attain greater balance, this message, I hope, feels like the gentle reminder, gentle holding space for all of us who needed a little bit of this today. So thank you for coming to this reading. There will be, of course, another post with another reading with the daily activation of new love and new wealth. But if you just came in for this reading today, thank you, and I send you warm hugs and a lot of love and a lot of caring, compassionate energy to hold you in peace, in serenity through your deep shadow work. The new beginnings are here, so I hope you feel that. Thank you for joining. If anything resonates with this here, please like, share, and subscribe to my channel. That way it can help it grow and reach more people. and there will be details for personal readings if you want a deeper dive into your personal situation. Thank you. Take care. Bye bye.